Hi everybody, Jacob here. Welcome back to the Fragrant Bunker as we enter Essentially Dacob. We're going to be talking Dior today, Dior fragrances. We're going to be talking Maison Dior or the Collection Privee. We're going to be talking Francis Kurkdjian. The master himself, who is the artistic director of Dior, has finally delivered months and months ago when he was appointed director last year. I wrote on Instagram and I added him, and somebody from his team answered back. They were super kind and sweet. By the way, thank you so much. You know who you are. And I said, oh my God, Francis at Dior, this is a miracle. Finally, he's going to do Eau Noire justice. And I said, please, Francis, this was your first creation for Dior back in the early 2000s. Demachy, who is the Voldemort of the situation, segregated this thing, discontinued it for a certain period of time, then segregated it only to, online only and only some countries. And I wrote back then, I said, Francis, now it's your time to shine, baby. Bring this one back in a grand splendor for everyone to enjoy again. I was told, well, nothing really that I could say until a couple of days ago. What was I told? Well, first subscribe to my channel and join me on Patreon, superdacob all spelled together for extra perks. Thank you to my patrons who have already pledged. This video is being filmed live in front of a live virtual audience. I live stream every Saturday on my main superdacob channel. Everybody's invited to join the convo there. Hi, everybody. Tickle, tickle to all my wonderful viewers. Yay, I was hoping you were going to talk about this, says Maria Knight. Of course I was, honey. Now the news leaks, finally. This is, more than I could have ever hoped for, because obviously I have my original Eau Noire. Look at that, in the Cologne concentration from the early 2000s. I have the first formulation of Eau Noire, okay? I have it, and obviously, this is how much I have left, and I'm savoring it and treasuring it. And then, of course, I also bought the 250 ml Eau de Parfum version that Demachy segregated, right, to kind of an exclusive, only online exclusive fragrance and only in some countries. Still loving it, despite the fact that it is a little bit metallic lavender heavy. And now, just a couple of days ago, finally, Francis is delivering, because, this is his heritage, you guys. This is Francis's first perfume for Dior, before he knew he was even ever going to become artistic director of Perfumes of Dior. So now that he is artistic director of Perfumes of Dior, he should bring his first baby back into the spotlight and not keep it segregated like Demachy did. Demachy, I have a problem. I have a bone to pick with you, my dear, for what you've done to Dior these years. But everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only. Just my opinion. Everything is just alleged. Listen to this, you guys. Clayton Ilolahia, or Ilolahia, who's a wonderful perfume connoisseur and writer about perfumes, I guess, posted. By the way, go follow him on Instagram. I'm going to show you what he posted on his Instagram account, and then I shared it. I credited him, obviously. There you go. Clayton Ilolahia says, exciting to see Dior Beauty's La Collection Privee return to its origins with master perfumer Francis Kurkdjian Privee re-editing Eau Noire, Cologne Blanche and Bois d'Argent. The trio will be released as a limited edition 40 ml set in July, with full formats to follow in September. This is what Clayton wrote. I screenshot that the shit out of it and I posted it on my Insta. superdacob Backup is the name of my Instagram account. Go follow me there. Of course, I credited Clayton, and I added some more information to this. I was super, super thrilled. I was a little bit surprised that day later, Clayton removed his post, allegedly. So I don't know if he said something too early before he was allowed to say it. I'm allowed to say it, so I'm saying it. It's coming in July. Now, as I said, I was hoping for Eau Noire to be re-released worldwide, available everywhere, because it's an amazing perfume. I was hoping that Francis would tweak it to make it more his own again, and praise were answered. But I did not expect Francis to bring back another one of the loves of my life, Cologne Blanche. I still have my bottle. Where's my center? Here's my center. I still have my bottle of Cologne Blanche. I protect it. I savor it. I have my little, plastic foliage around it. This is the OG from back in the early 2000s. How much do I have left here? Not much left anymore, you guys. But, oh my gosh, how I love this perfume. Hold on, let me delicately and affluently open it and just... Oh. I thought that this one would be dead forever. I really never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that Cologne Blanche would be back. It's such a wonderful, it's one of my favorite colognes of all time. So beautiful. And hold on, what's the top, what's the bottom here? I'll do it later. I never thought that he would be bringing it back. He did. He brings back Cologne Blanche, which is like, holy moly. It's the first thing, or one of the first things that Demachy deleted. Demachy wanted to mark his territory, allegedly, so he introduced Cologne Royale and took away Cologne Blanche, which I thought was so sneaky of him to do. Hated him when he did that. Demachy finally retired. So, not only do we get Eau Noire back, but we also get Cologne Blanche, which has been missing in action for decades. And then Bois d'Argent, which I also have. Oh, actually have an empty. I have like 4 bottles of this I used up. You can see how much I love. It's all mirrored. Sorry, you guys, that it's mirrored. Doesn't matter. You can still read it. Bois d'Argent. When I'm up in this little tiny screen, everything is mirrored. Whatever. It doesn't matter, you guys. You see, you catch the drift. Bois d'Argent is also coming. Now, Bois d'Argent is Dior's Collection Privee's bestseller, if not one of their bestsellers. So I wonder, like, what can you do to bring it back? Now, from this photo, what I gather thus far is... And also, Bois d'Argent is readily available also as a 40 ml, 125 ml, and 450 ml. 250 mil, and then they actually had it for a certain period of time as a 450 mil splash only when it was first launched in the early 2000s. From time to time, this one is still available as a splash, 450 mil. Other than that, it's a 40 mil, 125 mil, 250 mil. So I have the original Cologne. Well, I had it. It's empty, so I don't have any residue left of the original Cologne concentration. Now, for the first thing that we notice from this photo, from what I gather, is that Eau Noire and Bois d'Argent are not going to be re-released as Cologne concentrations, because in the olden days with the OG, you see, when it was a Cologne concentration, sorry, it's mirrored, but it says Cologne on the sticker. Now that they've all become Eau de Parfums, it doesn't say it anymore. Except for Cologne Blanche, because the name Cologne Blanche has it in the name, that it's a Cologne. So in fact, you can see in the OG bottle, they didn't write Cologne twice. They didn't write the concentration down here, because it's already called Cologne Blanche. Sorry for the mirrored text again. So obviously Cologne Blanche has the exact same sticker as it had back in the day. So I'm super excited. I wonder if Cologne Blanche will be a Cologne concentration. I hope it will. But anyway, I have the formulation code down here, so I'm going to compare how much it actually changed. Let me tell you, the original formulation code by Dior of this one is number 01211/A. Let's see what the concentration, what the formulation is going to be called with the new one. But now you can compare it. I gave you the OG formulation code of Cologne Blanche. So not only do we get Eau Noire released everywhere again, and in 40 mil, because Eau Noire was only available for many, many years as 250 mil. So if somebody didn't want to commit to it and just to try it out, it's a big splurge in money to buy a huge bottle. And then if you don't like it, what are you going to do, right? But now, Francis and Dior are re-releasing the OG3, the first 3 that were ever launched from the Collection Privee range back in 2002 or 3 or 4. These are the first 3 that ever came out, and then all the others were subsequent. So he's re-releasing the first 3 as 40 mil in a set. Now, we're going to get to the color of Eau Noire in just a bit. I got something to say about that as well. But now, Luke S. says, apparently Bois d'Argent will be brought back to its original form, but Eau Noire will get a modern update. Okay. My issue here is that we are being told that this is going to be a set of 3 when it's in July, when it comes out in July of 2022. There's going to be a limited edition set of 40 mil, the 3 of them. Now, that means to me that you probably won't be able to buy just one alone. So it's still a huge commitment because you're going to have to buy all 3 if you want Eau Noire. And that's not so cool because buying all 3 is probably going to be more expensive than buying just one big bottle of Eau Noire. Then my second question is, so are we going to be able to buy them? I'm going to buy all 3 anyway because I love them. They're my favorites. I think La Collection Privee just needs these 3. They don't need any one of the others. The others pale in comparison to these 3. So, and also I wonder if they're going to do a limited edition set of 3. Is it going to come in a special box? Is that box going to make it cost even more? I'm really annoyed about that. I hope that's not the case. And I do hope that they let us also purchase them individually so that people can finally get a chance to try out Eau Noire without purchasing a ginormous bottle. Now, then it's said that in September, the bigger counterparts are going to follow as single purchases. Okay, but then my question is this. Will Eau Noire come out as 125 mil at least? Or will it only come out in September as a 250 mil? Because again, that's going to be a problem. Like, they need to make smaller formats of these. And I also think that Dior, if you're listening, you should reformat them and make them 100 mil so people can actually travel with these bottles. Because you can't take 125 mil on board with you on a flight. So make them 100 mil. Do the 40 mil if you can as individuals. Make the 100 mil bottles, not the 125 mil bottles. And then keep the 250 if you want mil for whoever wants to keep them at home and wants to purchase a big amount and save some money per milliliter because the cost per milliliter goes down the bigger the bottle is you buy, right? So for me, it's a bit tricky. It's like a poker game, and I don't like when brands do this because they're not telling us if they're going to be sold as 40 mil individuals after they are released in a set of 3. And they might be pokering because they're like, well, we're not going to tell you because we don't want you to know. Because we want you to purchase the set so we can make more money. And then when the set is sold out, then we're going to, allegedly, this is just my speculation here, then we're going to re-release them as individual 40 mils. And then a lot of us are going to get pissed off because we're like, what the hell? You made us buy the set of 3 and now you're releasing them as individuals. And then after that, they're going to release, hopefully, and again, they're pokering with us. They're not telling us. Because if I were a person that's not sure whether or not I want to buy Eau Noire in the big format, and they tell me, we're going to release a limited edition 40 mil, but a set of 3 different perfumes. And after that, we're going to release the bigger formats. I would be like, okay, I'm going to buy the small set because I don't know if I want to commit to a big bottle. And they're not telling us if the other sizes, because full formats to follow in September, what does that mean, right? Are they going to give us 125 mil as well or not? That's when I want transparency. I don't like when brands play these games because they want you to buy every version of it because they're not letting you know if another version will be available and what's the size that is going to be available later. So that is annoying to me. But having said that, I anyway wanted to buy all 3 of them because I love all 3 so much. So I don't care. I'll buy all 3, whatever it is. Now, Meenakshi, please keep the questions on topic. Thank you. Okay, now, so let's get to the color. Of course, I scrolled immediately through the chats, the comments underneath the post that Clayton made on his Instagram profile. By the way, go follow him. Repeat that again. And what do I find? Somebody commented under this post and said, an amber colored Eau Noire, though? And this because we know that Eau Noire is this green, poison green color, right? An amber colored Eau Noire, there'll be riots if it's not green. And of course, the first thing I thought when I saw Noir in that color, I was like, "What happened? Why did Noir change color?" And somebody wrote in the comments underneath the post, there's going to be riots if Noir is not green. Francis Kurkdjian himself jumped in. Sorry, you're going to see this reversed, but I have the screenshot. Just as we got the receipts, honey, the receipts. There it is. Francis Kurkdjian answered, "I have asked the colorants to be removed." Interesting. So it was Francis himself who decided, hey, you know what? Let's make this perfume less toxic. So apparently the colorants in here are toxic. But the funny thing is, I had to laugh when I read this because I thought to myself, well, perfumes are toxic. Perfumes are full of allergens, full of chemicals. I mean, perfumes are not healthy for you. For our soul, they're amazing. We live for their smell. But I had to laugh because I had to giggle because I was like, Francis, you're gonna, as if making this liquid, as if taking the colorants out of it is gonna make it healthy. Girl, it's still full of toxic stuff. It's like if you're really going to play that game, then you have to rethink the entire formulation of the fragrance if you're going to really work with something that is not toxic at all. So it's a little bit of greenwashing, unless he doesn't come up with some new formula for the perfume that is not toxic at all. But truth be told, even in this lighter color, so even if Eau Noire gets this color of Cologne Blanche, I'll be fine with it. I don't mind Eau Noire having this color. I personally don't mind. It's just that then the name of the perfume is a little bit off because like black water, it ain't black no mo. So you can't really call it black water. But then again, it's an interesting concept calling a perfume black water, but the perfume is not black. I mean, green is also not black, but to get the idea of dark liquid, and the perfume is full of lavender, of course you're going to make it green. Lavender is green. I mean, lavender is actually purple, not green. And it also has a lot of licorice. Licorice, the root is actually beige in color, not green either. But somehow the fields of lavender, the little flowers are lavender and purple, but the actual leaves and the plant are a fluffy green. So in a way, I guess it's just the conceptuality of it all. But licorice, the root is a woodsy beige color, right? Amber color. But licorice, the sweets, they're black. So, and as I said, Eau Noire is all about immortelle, licorice, lavender, and fennel. So in a way, and burned woods. So when you smell it, the color kind of matches the mood. But I'm looking forward to smelling Eau Noire with a different color because I want to know if psychologically it's going to influence me in a different way, because colors of perfumes influence you as well, not just the smell. In fact, if you look at Fruit Loops, at least in America, they all have different colors and everybody thinks they'll have different flavors, but they made a test. They blindfolded people and then they let them try different colors and nobody could distinguish the difference in flavor. It's all the same flavor. It's just the color that makes you think that the flavor is different, allegedly. So this one is going to definitely give me a different zhuzh, a different vibe in a different color. Of course, Francis, I guess, is going to also reformulate it and bring it back maybe to its old glory, or to, it's also different green, the OG. From this one is more brown and this one is, you see? I mean, I see them in the backlight. They're both green, but this is more intense green. This is more dark green. But he is going to reformulate it, and he is going to try to bring it back, I guess, as close as possible to this, or he's going to reinterpret it in a new way. Why not? I'm here for it, as long as you don't take away completely the DNA of Eau Noire, but I'm here for the master himself. This is Francis's perfume, after all. he is free, and he should have the right to update his own poetry. You know what I mean? Also, like a painter is never done finishing to paint their painting. And the oil paintings, you can always modify them through decades and decades. A poet keeps rewriting a poem. An author keeps rewriting their book, perfecting it more and more, because as you get older and wiser, you also develop more and more a fine-tuned feeling to what you really want to express with your work. So I'm all for Francis, after so many decades, revisiting this perfume and updating it to how he feels today. I think that's so romantic and poetic. So I know we are all against reformulations most of the time. Not in this case. In this case, it's warranted. He's finally sitting at the throne of Dior perfumes where he justly belongs. Let him deliver his magnum opus, this thing that started it all for him at Dior. Let him revisit that. I'm living for it. What do you guys think? Okay, so we're commenting on IFRA. I don't even want to talk about IFRA because, we know that they're all super annoying with all of their regulations. He's going to have to conform to IFRA because the perfume is made and sold and produced in Europe. So obviously, Luke S. says, I think he should have brought in Annick Menardo to reformulate her own Bois d'Argent. Actually, Annick Menardo did Cologne Blanche. And there was a group of people who did Bois d'Argent. Madame, hey Madame Ross, amen, what a speech. Here, here. Cannot wait to try these perfumes, Aisha says. Me too. I am obsessed with the fact that they're coming back. That Francis, I hope he brings back the the Eau Noire candle as well, because I'm not really into scented candles, but that candle gives the gives, and they discontinued that candle. I hope he brings it back. It'd all be a fun experience regardless, says Jack. Yes. It would be a nice shopping trip to buy all three. Definitely, definitely. As I said, this edition of 3, they're going to be pricey if they make you buy all 3 at once. It's going to be over $300, $330, $350, $360. It's not going to be cheap, and they're really teeny tiny bottles. So, but hey, it is what it is. I would hope that they would tell us immediately there's going to be a limited edition of 3. You can also buy them separately as 40 mil. If you wait until September, you can buy them as 100 mil, 125 mil, 250 mil. I would love all the range, but I have the feeling they're going to play with the marketing. They're not going to let us know immediately because they're going to want us to repurchase. Anyway, Aisha, yes, a soap would be great too, but I'm fine with just the perfume and the candle. Body lotion. Eau Noire as a body lotion, girl. Don't make me dream too high. Don't let me get my hopes up too high. I'm a big fan of his own line, so I'm really interested, says Nina. This one smells quite different from his own line, though. From Maison Francis Kurkdjian. This Eau Noire is from an era before he had his own perfume range. He does lavender like no other. His Le Mal, which was the first perfume allegedly that he made for Gaultier in the 90s, when he was just in his 20s, Le Mal is a lavender miracle. This is kind of a more hypnotic version of Le Mal. It's like a Dior version of Le Mal because of the lavender. Oh my God, divine, divine. Anyway, you guys, that's what I wanted to say. Delivering the news. So I don't know why Clayton deleted his post. I guess maybe from Dior they contacted him and said, girl, not yet. Maybe he has some deal with them, but I don't, so I can talk. I'm free to talk. Now, obviously, I shared this in my Insta stories. And usually when I tag Francis Kurkdjian, somebody from his team answers, thanks. They're always very polite. They're so sweet and kind. This time, I saw that they saw my Insta story, but they didn't comment or write anything. So I have the feeling they didn't write anything because they're not allowed to communicate about this yet. So they're like, oh, damn, it leaked. So, oopsie. Don't shoot the messenger here. I'm just sharing my enthusiasm and my happiness for this. This is the best perfume launch news this year thus far. For me personally, just my humble opinion, because my love of Eau Noire is endless. So thank you guys so much for watching. MC says my next cologne is going to be a song for the Rose by Gucci, living out my best gay Gucci fantasy this summer. Live in Ferret. You guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave me your comments and thoughts down below. Also, if there's more news leaking, let me know in the comments down below about these 3 OGs being reformulated and rebrought to life. Resuscitated like Frankenstein's monster just for our delight. September, just in time for Halloween. Interesting Frankenstein concept for Halloween this year. Thank you guys so much for watching. Never give up on love and subscribe.